In the air, and Cape Verde not quite so big, they're not quite so strong in the air. Balls into the box could certainly cause them a problem.
Yeah, if you look at where the chances actually fell for the Congo DR actually in the course of that game, 63% of their chances were inside of the penalty area, as opposed again to Cape Verde, where the majority of theirs were just on the edges or outside.
In the previous game, Zambia versus Tunisia, which I've just seen, the referee was very, very strong on any aerial challenge. Almost every aerial challenge he gave a free kick. DR Congo won't want that to happen here. They want the referee to be more lenient when balls are in the air so they can use their physical advantage.
Interesting as well about these two teams at a major competition is the passing percentage success of these teams fully qualified for the showpiece of their continent. We'll start though with the national anthems of both teams. Decent support inside the arena, the Blue Sharks here, as you can see, for good reason too. Really good footballing team to watch. Next up, the national anthem then of the Congo DR. National anthems completed. The point I was making before we got into those is the fact that both had a passing accuracy success rate of 76%. It's not great, is it, for international sides?
Depends where you're passing it, and where it needs to be strong is in the top third of the field.
Let's get a look at the teams then. Both make changes to personnel and formation in Cape Verde's place, with both opting for this overtly attacking lineup. Two changes as they go from what was a 4-4-2 to what looks like a 4-3-3. Mendes coming in on the right of a front three. Tavares, the central forward. Giannini, and surprisingly, Helden, who we believe isn't fully fit, dropped down to the bench. And it can be the only reason we were trying to find out what the seriousness of the injury was with Helden, because he was the key player again when they took to the field just a couple of days ago. The refereeing has been of variable quality in this competition. And as for the Congo DR, well, the system remains the same. They played a 4-2-3-1 in the opening game. That remains. Two changes for them. Mabwati will come in on the right side of midfield. Lema will play in the hole just behind Bolasi. Those are the two changes for them. It's going to be a lot of space up there, isn't it, with Cape Verde playing this 4-3-3. A lot of space for Congo DR to play into, get those wide players working. Mabwati, we know that Mapeko, the number 2, the right full-back, and Kasasula over on the left, like to get forward and support the midfield. It could be a really, really exciting game, this.
Depends what's asked of the Cape Verde wide players, Mendes and Kuka, whether they're asked to track back against the full-backs, but it could be an outstanding contest if they switch the play quickly.
There we go. There's confirmation of the lineup for Congo DR with those two new players coming in. Lima Mabidi and Mabwati. Mabwati, who actually plays his football over in Spain. He began as a 13-year-old in the youth setup with Atletico Madrid. This guy, he's been around and about the place, and he's in Osasuna these days. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits in to the system here. Rosinia, major part of the team who put in that amazing performance against the Cameroon to qualify for the first time back in 2013. And at the other end, Idaba of TP Mazembe. And he retires after this competition from international football. Well, back in their inaugural campaign, Cape Verde opened with 2 draws before going through with a victory over Angola in the final game. It could all go down to a final game as well this time round, depending on what happens here. Abokani, who you saw there, had more attempts on goal than any other player in the Congo shirt. 6 attempts on goal he had in the opening game, so keep an eye firmly on him.
And it looks like he is going to play through the middle. Mbakani and Balasi's going to be out on the left-hand side for DR Congo. There was talk that Balasi might play through the middle. He started out on the left-hand side.
A 3 there is Varela, back to Dieke. Good possession team, as you would expect, with so much Portuguese influence in this team. Diege's ball forward, and no problems for Kidaba.
Well, you see Kalu already, the holding midfield player for Cape Verde, will go between the centre halves. The fullbacks will push on. Carlitos and Stapira.
That might have touched the hand then, indeed it did. There's Stapira. Tavares through the middle, and the first challenge on Babanco.
It's the number 22, Mbemba, that made the challenge, just that little bit late. Complete accident, he was just arriving as the ball was getting there. Babanco tries to play it forward into the run of Tavares up front.
There's the first touch for Ryan Mendes. Here's Bukani, and he wins a free kick. Fairly industrial-looking challenge coming in there from Mendes.
That's where he can be good and dangerous. Bukani got himself turned, now running at the back 4. Mendes tracking back from his further forward position.
What a career he's had. He's scored goals everywhere that he's been when he's settled in. And a bit too much on that for Mabwati.
Interesting, there was time on the ball for the centre half. Cape Verde was still trying to hold quite a high line. It was the right pass, the big diagonal in behind. He just didn't quite get it right.
Neatly done into the path of Kucha. And some very hefty challenges going in here. He scored a goal in the 3-2 victory. They beat Congo 3-2 on the eve of this tournament. There is goals in this team. Tavares might be one of those who might be on the score sheet here. Certainly in form with his club, Dijon, in the French second division, and Bocani winning it in the air.
Well, it's a good header, but no one was running beyond the ball. Balassi was waiting out on the left-hand side. Lima started to make the run, but didn't actually go beyond the striker. Got to be more confident he's going to win that first ball.
As Stopira. Nine, Kuka. And again he goes. Prolific goal scorer in his time in the Portuguese second division. But they've had to search long and hard to equip themselves with a team that's capable of getting here. And he, over the years, has greatly assisted, but scoring 33 goals at Desportivo Chaves in the Portuguese second division is a bit different to getting goals here. Mendes, which had made a very good turn then. He'd run into a really good position. Movement off the ball is impressive so far. Nuno Rocha. Interception by Mulumbu. And there's Lima. Mwake giving it away. Drops to Mendes. Now Tavares needs it slipped in. If that had been rolled into Tavares' path, then he could have just slotted that home.
Well, it's Kuka that has the shot in the end. It's a really poor pass out from the back. Ngongu played a really bad pass into midfield. It started the counter-attack. Just can't get over the top of it. First touch was can he take his touch to the side? The defender actually looked as though it took a deflection.
Mendes run on the edge of the penalty area, and Tavares were in great positions there.
The defender, Ngongu, just cut that pass off. That's why he went for goal.
And again, oh, now this could be very embarrassing indeed. Tell you what, Gege and Varela looking at Verzinia, and he's getting a real mouthful then.
Well, he said he didn't get a call. He's just got to let that ball go, but did the goalkeeper give him a shout?
Yeah, that's what he's saying, that he didn't give him a shout. That's a good job. He was a bit sprightly on his toes there. Here's Varela again. And to Gege. Looking for the run of Tavares. He's covered that time by Mongongu.
Just trying to suck the full-back out of position. Sula, so they can hit that ball down the side.
And Mendes very fluid at the moment. Switching from left to right at their own will. This is Lima. Mabwati is outside of him, and Bocani on the back of the penalty area, making ground in there. And it's a good job done there by Nuno Rocha, because they've got to stop the service coming into Bocani.
Well, he's one of the midfield players that will do a good defensive job. Kalu is the holding midfield player, but Babanko and Rocha play either side of him.
That's neatly done. Mendes is through the middle if Kuke wants to give it to him, but getting back to make the challenge was Mulumbu, and he's given away a free kick here for the challenge on Kuka.
Well, they've started well.
He's going to have a busy game, this referee, you get the feeling.
Well, he's starting to go down before he's actually touched, but it was a foul by Mulumbu. Just a bit too eager to get back goal side.
Kalu is having a look at this as well. Chiraba making sure everything is organised. It's a good distance, this, if they can get it up and over the wall. Are we going to open with something very spectacular indeed here? And there it goes. Well, it wasn't too far away. It was beginning to dip, but it didn't dip enough. And Kudaba watches it sail harmlessly wide.
He's quite an eccentric goalkeeper, Kiriaba. Left-footed strike, always bending away. It's the midfield player, Babanko, that takes the effort. Everyone thought it was going to be Kalu, the right-footed player, the number 17. Lots of whip on it, always going wide. But there's the threat. Now seeing he's got a good left foot, Babanko.
Bakani and Mabwato went in the penalty area. Casasula can get it in. There's Mabwati.
Great cross from that left-hand side. Right side is front player. Mabwati getting across his defender. Balassi doing really well down the outside. That's what he can do. Get down the outside, get crosses in. He's an exceptional talent, Balassi. He's got pace, trickery, and a good shot on him as well.
Turned down the Congo national team back in 2013 in the Nations Cup tournament, Balassi, because he wanted to progress his club career. This is Gege. Thought about Varela and then thought again. '15 is Nuno Rocha. In field of him is Kuka. Rocha again. Back to Kalu.
Centre half sit really deep, particularly that one there. Gege. Fullbacks push on. Midfield players come back and get into almost fullback positions at times when they got possession.
Tell you what, you don't give them enough credit actually for the way they're playing the football, especially on a pitch which began to cut up at the end of the game that you were watching earlier with Tunisia. It's not an easy pitch to play on this. There's Stopira and looking for Tavares.
Free kick on the edge of the box.
It's Kimwake who's given it away.
It wasn't the last challenge, it was as the ball was thrown over his head. Kimwake just stopped the runner going beyond him. As the ball goes beyond him here, he just tucks the shirt.
And it's right in front of the referee as well. It's not a great idea, that. Well, the defenders should be able to cope with the aerial threat here. Tavares, as we said, have been drafted in to give them a bit more variation up front. Alongside of him is Gege. But they're up against a very powerful team in the air.
Will he go for goal or just try and bend it into a good area?
It's a tempting, very, very tempting angle here. Kuka was well worked out. A foot out there by Tavares. If he'd have got more of a touch, then that would have been in the back of the net. What a great chance. Babanko's shot again.
Not sure this is the pitch to actually play that.
Just what we were saying, yeah.
That set play, because he had to really watch the ball right onto his foot. He wasn't comfortable. That's why he didn't get a great shot in. But it was well worked.
And they're finding it hard to get any rhythm about their game here, Congo DR. Malumbu teeing it up. And forward they come here. Mabwati again out to Mbokani. Apeko was up in support with him. They're good at getting bodies back behind the ball and just closing down the spaces. Congo can't play through it, and here's Tavares. Kuka gone wide of him. Can he find him? Yes. Mendes beginning to make ground into the penalty area now. Good challenge, though. Magongu. There's Kalu. Into Mendes. rather telegraphed that and gave it away. Now, Mabwati has moved to the right, if they can find him. Mabwati waiting for Mbakani. There's Mbakani. You could see he was trying to measure up an overhead kick there, but he was just the distance against him. Clear they come again, only to Mpeko. And the free kick this time goes to Congo DR. Now, this is going to be interesting if they can pack this penalty area and put the Cape Verde defence under pressure.
A little shove by Roshi, but then he twists his ankle. Or has he pulled his hamstring? Looks like he twisted his ankle. Maybe a problem here.
Xenia in the Cape Verde goal. They got everybody back there in a blue shirt who is available to shore up the defence, to try and hold strong. As the arm pointed from Kimwake, he wanted it, and the free kick goes to Cape Verde. They've got to make more of those situations than just give a free kick away.
Oh, that was really disappointing. The set play wasn't good enough. The players in the box, they didn't put enough players in the box to start with, and then they committed a foul as well.
He goes off, trying to get it behind Mpeko, given to Stoppy Ra. Kalu wins it in the air comfortably. Here's Nuno Rocha. Into Tavares, back to Kuka. Stopira trying to close them down. Mabwati again goes racing off into the distance, but once more it's Stopira who is there.
Banco makes the first challenge. That's where the foul was given away. Fullback just comes in to finish things off. Lumbu that looked as though he was holding his hamstring there. Just getting an extra bit of strapping on. At the moment they're down to 10 men.
Of West Bromwich Albion.
Interesting to see whether he gets a starting place under the new manager, Tony Pulis.
He was the one that got on the score sheet in Mel's first game and actually won the game for them. Now, can they hook this in? Looking for Kuka. It was well done by Mendes initially. And again, Kuka, who's got Stopira coming up with him, looking for Tavares, and snatched to safety by Kiraba.
Good pace from Mendes down that right-hand side. Did really well. It's a good run for him to start with, to get in behind. Always struggling to keep the ball in play, but he did well. The right-sided front player.
I think there was actually another who retired. He'd retired twice from national team duty. 2009, he boycotted the national team. And he said it lacked professionalism and he quit. And he came back a couple of years ago. Here's Mpeko. Into Mabwati. Mpeko, but again, look at the acceleration. Well, Stopira, that's a bit hefty, that challenge from Stopira.
Silly challenge as well. Sama wasn't going anywhere. Just needs to hold him up. Just get another chance to get a good delivery into the box.
He's one of the few that is playing right at the top of the league in the country that he plays in, playing with Videoton in Hungary, who are top at the moment. There's Mbokani. We're not far away from the halfway point in this first half here. Neither team has constructed a decent chance just yet, but this is where you feel that Congo DR really could profit. Kimwake has come forward again, but once more it's the ball in. Quality of the delivery has been the problem, and Mbokani is going for it. Well, a punch from Vazenia wasn't a great idea there. And neither was the return shot.
Well, that was not very good from anybody. The delivery into the box wasn't good enough. Vizinha could have held on to it, instead punched it, and the player on the edge of the box. Instead of just getting the ball back into the danger and showing a bit of composure, lashes it over the bar.
This is Stopira. And 15 is Nuno Rocha. Gege.
Cape Verde's midfield have got to push on. They don't need to go back and get the ball off the centre halves. The centre halves have got lots of time in it. They can bring it forward.
See how that ball bobbles and bounces around. There's Tavares, did brilliantly to hold that up. There's Ryan Mendes, kick on the edge of the penalty area. Tavares wants to get it again, but just once more overhitting the ball, and it is a goal kick rather than a corner.
Mbemba, the other midfield player, playing alongside Mulumbu, just doing the work there. Defensive work, chasing that man, Mendes.
He was a player who made significant headlines, Mbemba, over a couple of years ago, due to the fact that he was investigated by FIFA, due to the fact that he had 4 registered birthdays, all in different years, and nobody was quite sure when he was born. Even he seemed to be at a bit of a loss, although he did say he thinks he was born in 1990. There's Rocha, that gets it back, Nuno Rocha. Look at the pace of Stopira. Well, they're nearly getting it right, aren't they?
Yeah, they've been the better side so far. Cape Verde. Mind you, you've always been a bit vague with your age.
Vague is better than lying. And
yeah, he's struggling.
Yeah, he is struggling greatly, and we might end up with the first change. It's funny, the dates he was given, this was when he was with Anderlecht, 1988, 1994, 1991, and he thought he was born in 1990. And I don't know whether they ever got to the bottom of what it actually was.
That looks to be the end of Yusuf Mulumbu. If that is a bad hamstring injury, as he seemed to suggest, maybe a little while before he makes a comeback.
So the first enforced change.
Here's where it happened. Just overstretched. So just grimace. Put his hand on the back of his leg. Not a good moment for the West Bromwich Albion midfield player.
Temporarily then down to 10 men, and they'll want to get that sorted as quick as possible, because you remember what happened in the game earlier when they went down to 10 men.
Well, it was key in the game. Mayuka was off the field. They were 1-0 up, could have scored to make it 2-0. They had a couple more chances, but while they were down to 10 men and decided whether to keep him on or take him off, Tunisia got their equaliser.
There's Peko into Lima. To switch the play, Carlitos in there. Right, Mendes will pick it up here now. Mendes just skips inside, and it's another hefty challenge coming in. That's Azula disappearing off into the distance in the hope the referee didn't